everyone, welcome to the Stuffy Crafter. I'm Jessica and today I will be doing a Wip Chat. If you're new here and you don't know what WIP stands for, it stands for Work in Progress. And what that usually means is that you can bring out your own WIPs or projects or whatever it is that you like to work on, or do whatever it is that you guys like to do while you listen to me ramble about what's been going on in my week. I am currently working on Bubble Bubble Chocolate Trouble, and as you can see here, I am almost done. I got 2 rows left here. So this is from Diamond Art Club. It is a round canvas, and it is, let's see, 56 by 64 centimeters or 22 by 25 inches, and we got 49 colors, and 2 of those are ABs. So yeah, it's been a few weeks since my last Wip Chat again. Been having a couple of rough weeks. It seems like there's times where it's just like I'm too tired or I'm not feeling the best to really do a Wip Chat, but felt good enough today. Although I definitely know that I got something going on because my throat is sore. It is not happy at all, and I'm hoping that I do not get any sicker because I've got some plans going on in at the end of this week. So I need to be in my at my best health. Plus, I also have a doctor's appointment on Friday too, so that's going to be fun. So hopefully everyone is doing well. I finished my month in review a couple days ago, and I already have that posted. Didn't really get to do too much. Looks like I'm going to have to add more putty. Dang it! I was hoping I wouldn't have to do that. But anyway. Alright, I had to stop for a moment. My brain immediately had a brain fart as I was putting the putty in, and I completely forgot what I was talking about, so I had to go and listen about what I literally said not even 30 seconds prior. So I had to cut that bit. I'm going to be cutting that bit out. But anyway, yeah, so I did my month in review, and didn't really get to do too much after that. I have made some of my plans I mentioned in there is this month is all about my whips. So this month is going to be me focusing on all the whips I have. I want to get this one in the Summer Mystery done. And this one here is part of my 100-day challenge that I've been working on. So I've been basically doing 2 sections to 3 sections. My goal is basically make sure I do a section a day. But since these are smaller sections than normal, I've been doing 2 sections. But now that I'm getting closer to the end, even though this week's going to be my busy week, I probably won't be able to get 4 sections in, but I'm going to try and get as many sections as I can in a day with these. So that means that I will not be focusing on Summer Mystery until this is done. And then I have some small kits that I think I will work on. I will have a new start, so making friends, because I did have that kit up. I'm gonna have that as part of my next part of the 100-day challenge after I'm done with this. So I will have something still going, and I feel like I can take it easy since that's still a fall canvas, but it's not Halloween-esque, and that way I can focus most of my free time on the Summer Mystery. And after I finish this, and then after that we'll be just working on my stitch alongs, so both the diamond painting and the cross stitch one, and also hopefully I can get Carlac pulled back out because I would like to work on her. It's been 6 months since I started her, and I'm only just past the halfway mark. I would like to get her done before I'm done with Baldur's Gate, which is also been taking a while. Act 3 is it's long, and my husband and I don't really have a lot of time to play all the time, so we'll play maybe once, maybe twice a week, and usually it's not very long, like maybe a couple hours, and since we're in Act 3, there's just a lot more dialogue instead of action, and so I'm like getting like bombarded with all this information right now, but let's see, let's go with this color. So yeah, there's a lot of color blocking in this section, so I apologize that I probably won't be changing colors out very often right here. But yeah, anyway, I'm hoping to get done with Karlach by the end of this year. I really hope so. I don't think I can, but I really do hope I can. But yeah, we'll see. But that's just for another time. But yeah, that's part of my plans. Speaking of the cross stitch thing that I mentioned earlier, I was going to do the comparison series between the diamond painting and the cross stitch, like the stitch along, so that I've been working on. I think I'm going to put that aside for now. Alyssa over at Mink Arts and Crafts, she's already got part 2 of her comparison series put out, and she has gotten basically a lot of the same points I've already was going to mention. I've been writing down when I was doing my cross stitch and stuff like that. And I think what I'm going to do is just hold off until I get to the end. So like when I finish both the diamond painting and the cross stitch, so that way I have the entire thing to look through instead. But if you want to see a comparison series, definitely go check her out, because she has a lot of information, so it's very, very informative. So yeah, that's some of my plans. I'm just like trying to make sure that I'm not overwhelming myself, especially with a lot of things that with all the kid activities. Christmas is coming, and goodness, and I'm pretty sure that the school stuff is going to ramp up more, especially at the second half, because my oldest, she's going to be she's in jazz band, but they changed it up this year. So like last year, jazz band was kind of like she was like in jazz band 2, and jazz band 2 last year was more of like the intermediate type class before for getting into performances and stuff. This year she's in jazz band 2 again, but he split it up where jazz band 1 does the first half of performances, and then jazz band 2 will do the second half of the year. So starting next year, she'll be in jazz band classes and doing her performances, along with doing things like region band and other things too. So speaking of which, like of her band stuff, so a few weeks ago she got to perform for the first time at a high school football game. She's a middle schooler, so the middle school, like all the 8th grade middle schools in the area that will be going to the high school in the following year, they got to perform off field. They didn't go on the field, but during halftime they were able to perform with the high school band. And she is a teenager, I will say that. And she's so I've been in band. I've been in marching band. So I told her, since she doesn't have a band uniform, she's not in her she doesn't have a marching band uniform yet, because she's a middle schooler. I know some middle schools do have that, but this middle school doesn't. But I told her, like, you should dress warmly. And she's like, I'll be fine. I'm like, you should dress warmly. Yeah, she wore her shorts, and I was like, no, it's starting to get cold. You should dress warmly. Didn't listen to me. She did wear a sweater, so I got that. I got that at least. Because I was like, if she was wearing a band uniform, I wouldn't have been like pressing it. But since she wasn't, I'm like, you're going to need it. Believe me, you're going to need it. And this is like further down. So where I lived, it was cold already by this point, and we were already freezing our hands and stuff off. But I was just like, you're gonna wanna at least be somewhat warm. Your legs are gonna be cold. You know how teenagers are. But she got to perform, and she was very nerve-wracking. I wish I was able to watch her, but we couldn't do tickets we would have to like have tickets for all of us just to go see her perform and everything like that, for a football game that, we're not really big fans of. So my husband went to go pick her up instead, like, after that. So next year though, when she's in marching band, I'm definitely going to one of the games, especially like when they got like some practice and stuff like that, and also to her competitions and things like that. If she still wants to do marching band next year, I'm not going to force her if she doesn't, but if she does, I definitely want to be there for that, because oh man, I remember being part of that. And I don't want to be like, oh, I'm reliving my glory days. Nah, it wasn't even really glorious, to be honest. But yeah, I want to make sure she has fun and everything. So, and I'm sure that her band, like this band that they're going to go in for high school is really top notch, and I'm excited, and I just they've been staying top notch since we moved here. Although the education has gone downhill from what I've seen, like with the scoring. But at least the band's still doing good. So I want to make sure she gets, she's doing, working on trying to make sure she gets a scholarship or something like that. Because, she's starting to think seriously about her career and things like that. And it's so cute because I know I'm jumping all over the place. I'm sorry. It's cute because I remember when she was so tiny. Yeah, this is gonna be a reminiscent time with me, guys. I'm sorry, but I remember like when she used to be like, "I'm going to be a scientist," and "I'm going to be this." And earlier, she wanted to be a meteorologist. She wanted to go and storm chase and do the weather and all that stuff. And I thought that was something that she was still seriously considering, but she has now decided to change paths, and part of me is like, oh, thank God we're not storm chasing. Oh, thank God. Because she's talking about, with like not even 6 months ago, we're going to go chasing tornadoes, and I'm like, I'm perfectly happy watching tornadoes and stuff like that. I'm not happy participating in it. I don't know if she's going to go back to wanting to be a weather, be a meteorologist or not, but if she does, I'm going to fully support her as I panic. But I thought this was kind of a sweet thing. So, so some of the things that have been happening was like I mentioned, she's been dealing with some health problems. And one of the things was she had to get a procedure done back then in July. I'm still respecting her privacy on this. She's asked me not to talk about it, about what exactly is going on. But some of my friends, my closest friends, do know. But anyway, she had to be put under for the procedure. So, it had to be get anesthesia and all this. And she met this anesthesiologist, trying to make sure I'm pronouncing words correctly, and she apparently really liked him, and they got to talking and stuff like that, and this sparked something in her, so she wants to pursue a career of being an anesthesiologist now. She wants to be a pediatric one, and I thought that was really sweet. And she's like, because she wanted to make sure that kids are taken care of, and she wanted to, as selfish and as a 13-year-old can be, she does have empathy, which I'm glad. Just not always towards her family, but that's a 13-year-old, so she'll grow out of it. There's just times where I just want to strangle her. I won't, but it's just like so. But yeah, I thought that was so sweet that she's like, she wants to be an anesthesiologist, a pediatric one, and she wants to be like making sure kids are calmed down and cared for, and everything. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're so sweet, and she's just like now wants to pursue that too. So I don't know if she's going to stick with that. If she does, awesome. If she finds something else or goes back to meteorology again, so be it. But we're letting her pursue her interests and everything. But I just thought that was something interesting that's been that has sparked up recently. So I'm glad that she's she's only 13, so she still has plenty of time to figure out what she wants to do. I'm 38 and I don't know what I want to do. I'm just a stay-at-home mom. I would like to have a career of something, but I don't know what to do at this point. But yeah, anyway, so I'm just proud that she's thinking about things about that and being serious about what she wants to do. I'm really proud of her. So yeah, that's part of some of the things that she's been doing. Let's see. We'll get into Halloween soon, and we'll talk about what's been going on with her during Halloween and with the other two and everything like that. But oh man. So I talked about Manobai. All right. So Manobai, and how I wasn't. We're talking about like finances and not. And everything, and like one of the things was like, if it was a chrysabug, that would be something I got. And then we were like talking about how I may not be able to even do that. Well, I got extremely lucky. I was told by my hubby that it was okay to get the chrysabug that came out last week. So in a way, I still have not broken my no-buy/low-buy. I'm not getting anything unless it's like what I said, like chrysabug, and then like Moonbound Studios is the other one. Since Jamuska, or aka Jimica Murphy, isn't going to be with Diamond Art Club anymore, and she's gone over to Jade, over at Jaded Gem Shop, I feel a little bit more relieved because that means that's one thing that I don't have to focus about from Diamond Art Club doing releases from her. So it's Moonbound Studios and chrysabug, where it's like I gotta collect things, mostly chrysabug by this point. So it's just like, and I'm glad I got Hades and Persephone, because oh my god, 5 minutes in and it sold out. And then of course then normal release time, it sold out again. I'm like, I'm so glad I bought this. So it's coming home to me. It's going to be in my little stash. I love it so much. I'm excited. I'm going to open it. I think I'll probably open it with a couple of other diamond paintings that I've gotten last month, right before I did my whole cutoff and everything. So I think like maybe Moon Girl or something like that. So I'll wait till it comes in, and I'm excited. So yeah, I really want to work on that one. Maybe I'll work on that one for my chrysabug along. What do you guys think? I probably should put a poll, actually. It's so far away, and it's because it's in April, and I'm still debating if I should do it or not. Just because I don't know how things are happening in the future and stuff like that. But yeah, it's just it's something I'm thinking about. Like if I am doing the chrysabug along, should I keep it in April? Should I move it to May? Should I put it to a different part of the month or something like that? I don't know. So because just like all my friends are doing events and stuff, and I don't want them to get event burnout, or and also like feel like they are obligated to do my event, because we got the Christmas season going on, and then of course I got my friends who do like the Lunar New Year. We got Stoke Your Dragon Fire. Oh my goodness. Then of course, like earlier on now, before Lunar New Year, we got Art by Julia that's going on, that just got announced. I don't have any Art by Julia. I think the artwork's very cute and precious, but all the stuff that's came out so far from Diamond Art Club hasn't been my taste, I would guess. Although there was one where it was like a bunch of little rabbits or cats or something like that, and I'm like, oh, I would get that one. So, but hopefully that does not come out anytime soon, because like I said, I'm on a no buy, so that's part of my that would not be in my list of things to buy if I'm allowed to. So it's like basically got to make sure I'm okay to get the Chrysabug. If not, then I can't. If finances allow me, kind of thing. Especially with holidays coming up, I got even though my kids now know the truth, we're still celebrating it. We're still like having the stockings out. We're still doing all of that, and everything, and we're having them participate in the spirit as well. So, and especially since they're so excited, since now we have kitties, they want us to get stockings for the cats, and I have already picked them out. I will say I have put a firm stop of no Christmas music in the house until after Thanksgiving. If I had my way, I would make it longer, but I'll give that to the kids. But oh my God, the day after Halloween, Nicole, my oldest, comes running down the stairs with her phone on, singing with I guess it's Mariah Carey. It had to be Mariah Carey, because I have a visceral reaction to whenever I hear her song and immediately go, turn it off, like that, because I can't, guys, I can't. So, which made her laugh. I remember throwing a pillow at her and go, turn it off. So, and she's my kid. I know she's my kid because she acts exactly like me by knowing how to push buttons. Like, I'm like, dang it, why you gotta act like me? But of course but she's not just my kid, she's also my husband's kid. So she has both of those button pushing abilities. The ones where she goes really in, like, to make me go aggravated, and then she laughs just like her dad. And now Michael and Jaina, they've started acting like that. Yay, I'm being ganged up on, guys. I got 4 on 1, my husband and the kids. Let's see, hold on. Discover, okay. Yeah, so I'm going like, I'm all over the place. So, yeah, so anyways, events. So yeah, I don't know what to do with my events. Well, I might say events, my event, not events. I don't have multiple events. So I don't know what to do. I'm thinking about keeping it to April if I still do Chrysabug along. If you guys would like to give any suggestions, please, put that, down below, comment down below about what you think I should do. I won't say I'll do exactly, but I will take it into consideration as I'm thinking about what to do. So it may be something small and simple like it's been the last 2 years. I wanted to start trying to expand it to, like, get more sponsors and things like that. But I'm just a small channel, guys. I don't think I have gosh, what's the word? What is the word? I don't know what the word is. The arm reach to get more people to sponsor, I guess. But yeah. So it might still might be small. I still think that I would like to do the prints that I've done the last 2 years. I kind of like doing that, like getting like some prints and then like buying some putty and like little special goodies that I did last year and put that in. I was like, I really thought that was something cute. So I was like thinking I might do something like that again, like get some more prints. And maybe I'll make a poll about like what prints you guys would like to see for the giveaways or something like that. So that way I could figure out what to get and stuff like that. Especially since, I could either go on her store or off the, goodness, I forgot the name of the other place that she sells her prints on, but off that place too. So we'll figure things out. Well, everything's just gonna be figured out. So anyway, on to different things. So let's see. The kids have been complaining about school lunches about how terrible they are. Not the lunches that we make, but the school lunches, to be precise. And which kind of sucks. They've been saying about how they've been going downhill, because before I remember they really liked school lunches, but lately in the last 3 years they have been griping about it, about how bad it's been and everything. So I've been a part of that, because when Nicole I knocked the camera, I'm sorry. So when Nicole had her principal scholars breakfast kind of thing, and I went to watch and celebrate, and they give breakfast out to the parents as well. And I remember getting the breakfast, and I just looked at Nicole. I'm like, "This is what you normally eat?" And she goes, "Yep." And I'm just like, yeah. I completely get it. So Michael and Jana, they both wanted to start making their own breakfasts, not breakfasts, but their own school lunches, and we've decided to let them do that since they're both 10. They're old enough to make their lunches within reason. Unfortunately, sometimes my kids don't. They're kids. They don't process everything all the way. And I went to the bathroom, and my son Michael decided he wanted a pear for lunch, but he wanted the pear cut up. I'm pretty sure you can see where this is going. So if you guys don't want to hear this, I'll fast forward. I'll see if I can put a time link of when you guys can go to once the story is over. So yeah, he wanted to cut his pear. Didn't tell me, didn't tell his daddy. I was in the bathroom. My husband was working in the office and everything, and decided, I'm going to just go and cut it myself. Like I said, they know not to, for the most part, not to touch knives and stuff like that, because I'm still teaching them how to cut vegetables and stuff like that. I hear a scream, and I hear Jana freaking out. I hear Michael freaking out. I'm rushing to get out of the bathroom. I hear my husband rushing, and I come into the kitchen to see my husband having Michael's hand under the faucet, and Michael screaming about how it hurts. And so yeah, the poor kid, he got his thumb pretty good. So, he decided to hold the pear this way and go down with his knife. So, he got it pretty good. No stitches, thankfully. We didn't have to go visit the ER, thank goodness. But we cleaned them up. We put a lot of pressure on the area and everything. And I got the Neosporin and Band-Aids and stuff like that. We investigated everything just to make sure he, how deep it was and everything, but he's fine. We gave him a lesson. I'm like, well, one of the things is you don't have a cutting board. Where's your cutting board? Why are you cutting on the counter? Second thing was knife etiquette. You do not put your fingers anywhere underneath a knife. So I was showing him basically how he's supposed to cut things, and I'm like, and you also picked the wrong knife to cut, as well. So I would have been happy if you used a butter knife, because the fruit was soft enough for a butter knife. So yeah, I'm glad that it didn't get much worse, but goodness gracious, it's just I love them to death. But it's just look, let me teach you how things go. Because even with Nicole, I had to teach her, this was around the age that I started teaching them how to use knives and things around with my supervision. So so that way I can correct before this happens. So hopefully we learn a lesson. I'm pretty sure we don't, because we never do. But hopefully. So, but yeah, that was fun. Not really, but But yeah, he's fine. It's been over a week now, and his thumbs healed a lot. There's still, he's still got a good bit of a cut, but nothing, doesn't look like it's going to scar or anything. So thankfully, that is that on that part. But yeah, so kids have started making school lunches. Not every day. I told them basically, I'm not going to be responsible to always make their lunches, because like there's times where like they complain about certain things. So it's like I want them to start putting their own responsibility, especially like when they want to make their own things. So I basically say if something's okay to take with them, or things like that, or if they want to bring leftovers. We have like our pantry, stock a little bit, so that way they can, pack things to their not heart's content, but to make sure it's nutritious and everything. So, but yeah, so they've been starting to do that, and it's also funny because it's just like I got a phone call from the nurse at the school, and she had a call about Michael because Michael wasn't. He forgot that his snack and a drink for, not lunch, but for like snack time and stuff like that. And he didn't eat much breakfast that day, of course. And he was starting to feel shaky and stuff. And I was just like, he never remembers to bring his stuff. So it's just like, and it's funny because like, because like I have to repeat things over and over. I'm sure like a lot of parents know how this is. Like you repeat the same things over and over, and it's just like, they don't process it sometimes. Then they say, I didn't hear you say that. And I'm like, I know I said it. I said it multiple times. but yeah, it's just like, so it's more of a, now it's like, before they leave in the mornings, I have to now have a new thing instead of like yelling out the time so they know to keep going. And there's a lot of sayings I say constantly in the household, that they think it's funny because to them it's funny, but at the same time it's like because of everything that they had to do. So one of the things is like, if I hear you talking, you're not brushing, like that. So because it's just like I used to have Michael and Jana brush their teeth in the same in the bathroom together, so, because they were able to fit there and be able to look in the sink and stuff, like look in the mirror. Now it's like I have to separate them because all it is they just jibber jabber. They just jibber jabber the whole time. I'm like, you can't be brushing your teeth if you're talking the whole time. Yeah, it's funny. Let's see. So, some of the cat updates. Let's see. So, you might be hearing some noises behind me. I don't know how well my camera is picking it up. But we gotten a brand new water fountain. So, we kind of got tired of the water fountain. Well, not water fountain. We got tired of them knocking over their water bowls. It's been like over a week, like where they kept knocking their water bowls over and making a huge mess, and then we have to clean it, and it was like repeatedly over and over. And I was just like, okay, let's figure this out, because it could be any number of things of what's going on. So we ordered a water fountain the other day. And got it installed and everything. So they seemed to like it. It was so funny when they tried it out at first. Like, they were like, what the heck is this thing? But Rigel was the brave one. He's tried it out first and figured out, hey, this isn't so bad. So they haven't really tried to knock it over. I don't know if it's just because it's new or what, but he is doing good with it. So there's that. So it is, they've been kind of investigating it. They've been dipping their paws into it. They've been like, just kind of like looking at it, but they haven't been like batting at it like they do with their water bowls. So that's a good thing. And what I did normally was like they have their own mats, so where their food and their water are, for them separately, so they're not fighting all the time. So this time it's like they have a communal water thing, and it's set in the middle. We have another mat, and that's set in the middle between the other two mats, and the other two mats are like kind of a little bit pulled apart. And now we have their food bowls, you know, whenever it's time to feed them and stuff like that. So keys, they're getting expensive. But along with that, so they got freedom. I don't know if I mentioned about the freedom. So they have now most of upstairs to reign their rule. They don't have our bedroom yet. They will eventually, though. We just want to get a litter box set up in our bathroom. We just haven't really had time to really clean out the closet because we don't have like a closet door. When we bought the house, it didn't came with a closet door. It was just like an open hallway kind of thing when you go into the bathroom and then you go into the closet kind of thing. So so it's just we just gotta clean out the closet a little bit so they don't have like all these nooks and crannies to kind of climb into and things like that. I don't want them to hide in there and us not knowing it and then locking the door, you know. But yes, because that's something my brain gets worried about. So we're just trying to get that spot cleaned up so that way the bathroom will have a litter box for them and everything. But they have most of the rest of the upstairs to roam about, although Nicole has not really let them in her room, which is surprising considering how much she's begged to take them upstairs, and now she's just like not wanting them in her room. And one of the reasons was because and Jana had to learn a very painful lesson about this, is that she doesn't want things to get taken or ruined. So Jana has her room opened up as well as Michael. And I told them once the cats had freedom upstairs, you know, you got to put up anything that's valuable to you to be put away, because the cats will get into it, especially since it is brand new and it's something that they want to investigate. And I guess, you know, just, you know, they, you know, mommy doesn't know anything, you know, doesn't know what she's talking about or anything like that. So unfortunately, they gotten a hold of some things of Jana's that was very important to her, very near and dear. And they, you know, it was like a string light thing. We have more string lights, which has calmed her down since. We have more string light crafts things that we were going to work on anyway. So, but the point of the thing was she didn't put it up properly. They got into it. And she is very upset about that. And she was so mad at them. Like, you can't be mad at a cat. You know, they're animals. They don't know any better. You know, they just see something shiny, sparkly. They're going to go after it. So, but now she's learned her lesson. She kept her room open though, so that she still wants them to come in, and she loves that Nova will come in, and she put the cat bed on her bed so that way the cats can come up and cuddle with her. And I'm like, the cats don't really need a bed to go up there, sweetie. They'll cuddle with you regardless. But she's like, no, they need another soft spot. Well, hello, Nova. I was talking about you. All right. Goodbye, Miss Thing. She has gotten so sassy. So yeah, Nova's gotten really sassy. Really, kitty? Just sit down. It's okay. Just go sit down. I have her box up here. She ignored her box for the first time, and she's gone over to it's because it's the sun right now. The sun's hitting just right by the dining room chair, so she's like trying to get sunlight, but she's like being all awkward about it. Oh man. Anyway, let's see. But yeah, the cats, they're doing excellent. Rigel, he's gotten so much cuddlier. And I appreciate it, but at the same time, my back does not appreciate it. So he showed signs of being a shoulder cat when we first got him. back in July, and then he's kind of stopped. He stopped climbing shoulders, and I was just like, oh, that's sad, but okay, I get it, and now he's back to doing shoulders, and it's not in the most pleasant way, because I could be, and I'm like on edge, because I see him near me, and I'm trying, and like, I haven't had a chance to trim their claws. Like, I trim part of it, but not all of it. So I haven't had a chance to finish trimming. But he'll jump. He'll jump, and he'll dig his claws in, and it hurts. So, I mean, like, when I had my month in review, he did that twice to me. Like, I wasn't expecting it. And he does that a lot when I'm sitting down. And he's done that not just in here, but in the other room when I'm in the office and diamond painting. Like, he'll, if Nova takes over his bed, because he claimed the bed that's on my husband's desk. So like this standing bed. But since it was like two beds, but one of the beds have broken off because of, I don't know if the kids were like putting their weight on it or whatnot. But he'll climb on me instead, or he'll climb on my husband. He's my husband's little shadow, though. He loves hanging around with my husband. Like, when my husband's like walking around and he's getting food and stuff like that, he'll just follow him. If my husband goes upstairs, he'll follow him up the stairs, all that stuff. So he's like gotten so much more comfortable with us, and he's so cuddly. And it's so weird because there's times when like I'm diamond painting, and then he's like, "Pay attention to me. Why aren't you looking at me?" So like, yeah, I'll be diamond painting, and he'll jump. Sometimes he'll jump on my shoulder, which hurts, or my back. And then other times he'll jump on the desk and then start walking across my diamond painting. And then he'll try and get onto me. But he wants me to lean back. So he needs me to lean all the way back in my chair so that way he can cuddle and snuggle with me. He doesn't want me holding him sitting up at all. So he's gotten his particulars down with me. So it's like, okay, well, how about if I do this? So sometimes he'll let me rest his butt on the desk while I diamond paint, but not all the time. So but yeah, it's cute. He's adorable. And Nova's very sassy. Aren't you, Nova? You're so sassy. She didn't like it that I said, "Oh, you're getting to be a chunky baby, aren't you?" She is getting to be a chunky baby. I was like, okay, do we need to make sure we're not feeding them too much? Are we feeding them too much? Are we feeding them the right amount? I'm just like trying to be a good cat mom as well as being a parent mom. So like a kid mom. So yeah, just trying to be a good mom to both the animals and the kids. Oh my goodness. And she's just cleaning herself. You're gonna need a bath. You're smelly. They're not gonna be happy. I bought pet shampoo now, so we are all ready to give them some actual baths, because they're shedding a bit, I guess, with winter and stuff like that. So hair is like flying all over, well, fur is flying all over the place, and it's really starting to get to my allergies a little bit. So we're gonna clean them a little bit, trying to get rid of some of the fur, that's flying around, hopefully. So like get some of the loose fur out. But yeah, they're just being good little kitties for the most part. We did get a laser pointer as well, so that's a new toy for them to investigate, and that has been a blast. And they've been enjoying that a lot as well. Let's see. So, but anyway, we're gonna jump all the way to Halloween. So we were, goodness, I've been kind of like back and forth with Halloween. Like, am I going to give candy? Am I not going to give candy? I didn't feel like I was much the spirit of Halloween, but I decided I am going to go and give candy out, and I'm so glad I did. It was kind of funny because we had a bunch of rain all of last week at the first half of the week. So it was nice to have the rain, but man, it made everything very gloomy and stuff. But it was really good that we got in the rain. It honestly was. I'm so glad that we got in the rain because we needed it. But the second half, we actually got in the freeze advisory for Saturday morning, so the day before Halloween. So on November 1st, we got in that. So what are you guys doing? I'm sorry. It's just like Rachel's like trying to jump on my chair. I think it's just like because I heard a noise. Anyway, what are you doing? What are you? Oh my goodness. Okay. Anyway. So trick or treat happened. So the kids got their costumes on. Both Nicole and Jaina, they dressed up as Miku, but different versions of Miku. So it's like this Vocaloid that's very popular. So Nicole dressed up as the normal Miku, and then Jaina dressed up as Sakura Miku. So she was all in pink while Nicole was all in blue. And then Michael dressed up as one of the Halloween Fall Guys. So it's like the spooky Fall Guys or something like that. So his costume glowed in the dark. So the twins got to actually dress up for Halloween for school. Michael couldn't have the top part of his costume on, like the hood part. So it's kind of like a pajama onesie, honestly. So he could just flop the head portion off, so he didn't have to wear it. But I didn't let Jaina wear the wigs to school because I knew that they would become a huge mess. Plus, with some of the kids there's been bullying going on a lot there in their schools. So I had a feeling if I let Jaina wear the wigs, one of the kids would probably be mean and throw it and tear it off her head. And I didn't want that to happen. Oh, I hit the camera again. I'm sorry. So I decided the wig stayed home. I was worried because, with her outfit, like she's like wears a white top with it, and I'm like, oh, please don't let it get stained. Please don't let it get stained. Thankfully it didn't. But what was funny was both her and Nicole needed my husband to tie the ties because it comes with a tie. And so he tied their ties for them. He put it on himself first, and I was just like, oh my goodness, pink actually looks good on you. He thought I was being mocking. I think, I don't know. Hopefully he didn't because it did look good on him. I'm like, you should wear pink. But yeah, he fixed the ties on himself so that way he can he's like, it's easier for himself because he can see what he's doing like on him, and then he put it on the kids, and then I showed them how to like tighten it and everything. It was so cute. It was so adorable. I'm like, oh my gosh, you guys are adorable. But yeah, just the kids got to enjoy themselves. Nicole got invited to a trunk or treat spot, and we were kind of worried because we didn't really know the parents too well, and we couldn't take her there, to be honest, because we had to I was giving out treats to the trick-or-treaters, and my husband, he was taking Michael and Jaina out to go trick-or-treat. And we were like kind of saying, okay, well, it may not happen, but she arranged to have her friend's mom come get her to take her to the trunk or treat area so she could hang out with her friend, with one of her friends. But one of the things that we kind of was afraid was happening was the kid didn't show up at all. It was like just her friend and her friend's mom and then her at this trunk or treat place, which is why we were like, didn't want to leave her alone, because she's like, you could just drop me off. And we're like, we're not just dropping you off at a random spot, kid. You're 13. You're not 18. It's like, no, that's not happening. So that was something we were kind of worried that was going to happen, but the only reason we allowed it was because we knew of this parent's mom. So I was like, okay, we can do that, and that would be okay. But I'm wondering if she's like now talking to this other kid, like if he ever showed up or anything, because it's kind of just so you know, it was her crush. We're not going to delve much more into it. I'm not going to be. Ooh, I only do that when she's at home. So like with the smoochies and kissies. But anyway, it was supposed to be like her crush, and her crush's parents was going to be there and hang out and everything. So but yeah, I don't know if they didn't show up. So hopefully it was just something that happened and they showed up really late instead. But yeah, she said, "Is it okay if I still go trick or treating when I come back?" I'm like, "Yes, you can still trick or treat. Just be aware that things are starting to wind down here, and you may not be able to get as many houses." And she's like, "Okay." And I told her what time she should come back. So, because I trust her around the area in the neighborhood, so I'm able to trust her with that. So her friend's mom dropped them both off. They both went to go trick or treating around the neighborhood and everything, and they came back. They didn't get as much candy as the twins did, because everyone started shutting down. It's like it was so weird because I was giving out candy. And I don't know if it's just because of the weather and with it being colder than normal for us that people didn't show up. Because I was thinking it's a weekend, people are going to be here. It's going to be a lot more busier. And I felt bad because I had less candy this time around compared to last year. And I was just like, okay, what do I do? I started giving out candy at a later time. To kind of make up for it, and then but I still closed up by 7:45. And at one point, I was just like, "Man, it is dead here. What is going on?" And then I had a boost at 7:30. Like all of a sudden, there were so many kids on my street. It was crazy, and I felt so bad because like I said, I ran out at 7:45 and I had started picking things, starting putting things away, and I had to say sorry to some kids who came up on my came up to me as I was putting stuff away, and I'm like, "Sorry, I just ran out." I felt so bad. And then part of me was also like, "Man, I got no leftovers for myself." Oh man, I knew it wasn't going to happen because we didn't have as much candy as we did last year. But some people recognized me. They're like, "You're the house that gives out Pokemon cards." And I had to be the bearer of bad news with that. I'm like, "I'm sorry, no Pokemon cards this year." And they're like, "Why?" I'm like, "They weren't selling them this year. I couldn't get any." Which is true. Like the trick or trade Pokemon cards that I got in the last few years, they didn't have them this year. I looked, and then I read an article saying that they weren't going to do it this year, and I'm like, no. I know I'm whining. I'm sorry. But it was so disappointing because I love, when, especially last year when they saw the Pokemon cards in the little bags. They're like, "Pokemon cards, sweet! This house has Pokemon cards," like that. It was like, man. So maybe what I would do next year if they still aren't doing trick or trade is I might just buy actual Pokemon cards if I can get my hands on them. With how bad it's hard to get Pokemon cards. But what I might do is open them instead, and just put a card or two in each baggie kind of thing instead. And some people might get lucky with a really good card, and you got the generic cards and stuff like that. So but yeah, maybe I'll just do that next year. We'll see. Maybe they'll bring back trick or trade. I hope they do, because I looked so hard for that. I was like, if anything, I want to be able to do that and just give a couple of pieces of candy, but I couldn't even do that. And I'm so mad. But the kids were so excited about the fact that I still gave out baggies instead. I like to measure out the candy and put the candy in bags, so it's easy just to fling a bag into each kid's backpack instead of counting 1, 2, 3 pieces of candy kind of thing. I ran out of baggies, and I had a bowl of candy. So at the beginning of the trick-or-treating, when there were still like small kids and stuff like that, I could give like less candy to the smaller kids and stuff like that, because I know that, you know, they don't need all that candy. So like I usually gave them options to go pick 2 pieces of candy instead of like 3. So I'm like, all right, go ahead and pick 2 pieces of candy. And I don't know what it was, but man, this year we had some very demanding kids. Like, and some of the parents were just not, I don't know. So, I'm not saying that it was all kids. I was just like, for the most part, I had very excited children, and I loved it. And it's like, and I'm going to say this. I say this every year. I don't care if you're a teenager, you know, trick-or-treating. I don't care if you don't have a costume, trick-or-treating. You're out trick-or-treating. You're not causing a lot of ruckus. You're going out getting candy. Okay, you know, I'm not going to be the one to say no. You get candy from me regardless. There's times when I do give a side eye to adults, because, you know, if they're not like, oh, this is going to be for my kid, he's sick, kind of thing. But for teenagers, nah. Especially if they are wearing a costume. I'm like, they put forth the effort. But even if they didn't put on a costume, I'm not gonna say no. It's always funny because they have their backpacks. Like, a lot of them have their backpacks like in front of them, and you can see that they made some sort of an attempt at a costume. But it's just like here, have the candy. You're not causing chaos. You're going out getting candy. You know, whatever, right? It's just candy. But I wanted to say that these teenagers, they were the most polite, even the ones that didn't have costumes and stuff. Most of the teenagers that came to my house for candy and stuff like that, they were the most polite kids of the whole group. The worst ones were the ones that were in my twins' age group, so around the 8 to 10-year-old age group. Oh my God, such demanding ones. And then of course we had like some of the small ones where I'm like, where the parents are like trying to tell the kids say trick or treat, and you see that the kid, you know, he's too scared. I'm not going to tell someone to say trick or treat, or I'm not giving you candy. They get, like I said, you get candy regardless if you say trick or treat or not, like that. You know, like when you're a kid, you're a tiny kid. I'm like, oh, you're so cute, you know, and just drop the candy in the bag, and there you go. That's how I do. That's pretty much how I am. I'm very, very much meh, you know, like let the kids be, you know, that kind of thing. But man, they were so. There was more demanding ones this year compared to last one, and one of them that stuck out to me was like it was at the very beginning of the candy giving. So like where I was like letting kids pick out 2 pieces of candy and stuff like that, like the smaller kids and things. This little girl like looks in my bowl and goes, "I don't like these," and I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. I was like, she goes, "I want those," and points to the baggies. I'm like, well, I'm trying to get through this first. And her parents were just so embarrassed. And she's like, "Go ahead and grab them." I'm like, "No, here, have a bag." And they're like, I'm like, "Here, just grab a bag." But then it was funny because like the baby, like they had a baby that was trick-or-treating as well. They got the 2 pieces of candy instead. It was like funny. But the parents were apologetic and everything. But then another one was like this is where I'm like was like Michael and Jana's age. Like, I'm giving out candy. Some of the candy has nerds in them. Some of them have gummies. Some of them have trolleys, you know. It just depends. All of them always has a piece of chocolate in there. So, one kid, he's all like starts trying to rifle through my bowl of candy, and he's like, "I want nerds. Does this bag have nerds?" I'm like, you get what you get. It's like, I'm not letting you have what you want. Just get what you can get at this point. Like, if he was a little bit more polite, maybe I would have been like, okay, let me look to see what I can get you, but not when you're like very demanding and stuff like that. But yeah, it was just like a couple of others who are like just basically, I don't want this, I want something else. It's like, well, I don't have something else, It was like very interesting to see how that came to be. But yeah, it was just like, it's just I had to shake my head over it. But yeah, it's just like but for the most part, it was good. I was cold. I was freezing at the end, which was funny. Because it was only like 50 degrees at the very beginning, and then it dropped down to like 40 something, and of course we had the freeze advisory, in which it dropped down to 36, 35. I was so surprised. Like, I was like, dang, it actually got cold. What the heck? It's only October. Now, this is Carolina weather. I will point that out. This is Carolina weather, so it's not like so it's not the same as as like going up north or anything like that. So okay, so it looks like I am on the tail end of this. So I don't know. Should I just open up the next one or what? But yeah, the kids had a good Halloween. They enjoyed themselves trick-or-treating. I was like, okay. And then like the last part of the thing, I have a gripe. Like, just last part of the thing is like, so like I've been trying to deal with my YouTube videos and stuff like this, and I've been dealing with internet issues. I'm the only one in the household dealing with internet issues. And it only happened after my husband updated my computer to Windows 11. I'm going to blame it on Windows 11. It may not even be that, but I'm going to blame it on that. So I don't know if I really need anyone's help on this or anything like that. My husband's, he's a tech guy. But I mean, like, if you have suggestions, I would accept them, but he's done a lot of stuff. He's changed out the Ethernet card. We got a new modem. He's like gone into the BIOS and worked around with certain settings, like all this stuff. Like, he's troubleshooting. We're trying out a different card today, I think. We got a different one coming in today. And this has perplexed him. So what's been happening for me is like, every time, and it's not his computer doesn't do it. It's just mine. My computer will just constantly drop internet. It could be fine the entire day, and then at the end of the day, it'll just start dropping, or it'll do it during the middle of the day instead, and it'll just start blinking off. And a lot of times it feels like it does it whenever I do a thing. Like, I will go to a website and then it drops. And then I try and click on something and then it drops. Or I try and watch another YouTube video, it drops. Or I'll try and play a game and it drops. And it's like, it's so frustrating. It is so extremely frustrating, especially when I'm trying to load my videos onto YouTube, and it drops like mid export, and I'm like, no, mid upload. I'm like, no, please don't. So yeah, it's just been an aggravation. So, but I have finished my section. It is a very wonky looking section. My placement was not perfect, I can see here, but I am going to sign off here because it has been an hour and I definitely need to edit this, and then I gotta work on my next section and stuff like that. So yeah, this is going to be a very busy week for me. I got a couple of things going on, especially at the weekend part. I'm like really excited. So hopefully I've got my internet fixed by Sunday, because Mackenzie and I are going to do a thing on Sunday. Hopefully, cross your fingers. Anyway, but anyway, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!